Welcome to Unity Spiritual Center here in the Rockies. Welcome to everyone here in the room. Welcome to everyone there on the Zoom. So a couple weeks ago, I first played a John Denver song, and I'm going to play another one. And its title is Spring. And I tell you, he was an amazing songwriter. He had an amazing voice, and I feel like he was very connected. His lyrics just say a lot about this amazing place. Open up your eyes and see a brand new day, a clear blue sky and brightly shining sun. Open up your ears and hear the breezes say, everything that's cold and gray is gone. Open up your hands and feel the rain come down. Taste the wind and smell the flowers' sweet perfume. Open up your mind and let the light come in. The earth has been reborn and life goes on. Do you care what's happening around you? Do your senses know the changes when they come? Can you see yourself reflected in the season? Can you understand the need to carry on? Writing on the tapestry of all there is to see, so many ways and oh so many things. Rejoicing in the differences, there's no one just like me, yet as different as we are, we're still the same. And oh, I love the life within me. I feel a part of everything I see. And oh, I love the life around me. A part of everything is here in me. A part of everything is here in me. A part of everything is here in me.
Beautiful, Paul, beautiful. Thank you so much. Oh, now, if that doesn't get us going, I don't know what does. I'm Marley, and I am an advocate of everything we do here. And I am honored to be your platform assistant this morning. Let me tell you where we are and who we are. Unity in the Rockies is an inclusive community. We welcome all people, races, gender identities, and relational orientations. Wherever you are on your spiritual journey, you are welcome here. So our mission is, we are an inclusive spiritual community where we recognize and express our oneness with our Creator and all creation. And now our vision. Hello. Okay, our vision. Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies, grounded in meditation, prayer, and healing, celebrating the Christ spirit within all people, and with a thriving spirit of community and oneness, shall be a leading spiritual light throughout the Pikes Peak region and the world. Yes, that's a tall order, but knowing who I know and who we are, it's not under our capabilities. And it starts with each one of us being in our authentic light shining and bringing forth our essence. All right, we want to thank, we're not going to thank anybody for flowers. We don't, okay, maybe next week. I wanted to again mention Lily. I know you may not think that this is important, but Lily is a dog that belongs to one of our members, Martha Barksdale. And she moved. Lily is now at Paw and Hooves Rescue. So you can go in and adopt her if you wanted to, but Martha's wish was that somebody in Unity own her dog because she knew she would be cared for. So, and I met Lily, so I wish I could have taken her, but it wasn't a good match because she was too big for me. I mean, not really too big for me, but you know what I mean. Okay. West Side Cares. Remember we bought all those rulers and it was $135? We caught that covered. We reached the goal. Yay! We are also invited to support the West Side Cares backpack program on Sunday, July 2nd. And that's going to be, am I mixed up, Susan? Okay, disregard all that, other than the fact that we made our goal. All right. Join Melissa and Z for an introduction of a unique gratitude-based technique. Does that look like fun or what? It's called Oh My God, Practice into Action and Change Your Life for the Better. This is going to happen next week, next Sunday, from noon to 2, and the investment is $25. It sounds like a wonderful, well, it just looks fun. What can I say? So you can sign up in person today with Kayla or online. So that looks really fun. Okay. We need gardening people. The gardening people need able-bodied volunteers and while they're looking for a landscaper. They are looking for a landscaper, but in the meantime, need to maintain the grounds, particularly our tree, our century tree. You know what I mean? How's that coming, Donna? It has leaves. All right. Yay! So let's make a point of going out there today and thanking it for its leaves and letting it know that we love it and we want to see abundance. Since the leaves are popping out, I think that would be fun. Yes, Forrest.
I'm kind of the team leader for the gardening and landscaping. I'm helping to coordinate in absence of our beautiful Donna, who is going to be hanging around telling us what to do and what not to do. But we are also looking for people that can help weed.
We can't hear what she's saying.
So what Forrest is saying is that they need volunteers to particularly weed. We know we like that. We can get meditative on the weeding part. So see Forrest after after today. Yard sale, June 3rd. I know there were a bunch of amazing people here both yesterday and the week before, getting things together, pricing things, deciding what to throw out and what to sell. Again, if you have any larger items that you want to sell on behalf of Unity, where Unity would get the profit, if you have something from home that you'd like to bring, am I out speaking myself? Is it too late to do that? I would say see Don Turner. And coordinate. Is that all right, Don, or should I be asking someone else? Okay, good. I know Don can always do it. That's a safe bet, and he'll tell me if he doesn't want to, so this is good. So, yes, we're getting ready for that, and that's going to be June 3rd, 9 to 1. And there are sign-up sheets on the bulletin board to help with the preparation, because it's not going to just happen itself. There's tables to be set up, there's all kinds of things. So let's see if we can get a team together to really make this happen. High Plains Unitarian Church is going to be leaving us. They're closing. They will be hosting our fellowship time on Sunday, June 4th, after our service at 11 a.m. They want to say thank you to everyone who has made their time with them, their time here enjoyable and fun. June 18th is Father's Day. Dr. David has been asked to talk. That's their last time here is Father's Day. And Dr. David has been asked to talk, and if you would like to join that service, it starts at 3 o'clock. It'd be wonderful. They want to show their gratitude and their partnership celebration of 8 years with us. So that's very sweet. So we wish them a beautiful spiritual path as they step into their greater yet to be. So that's always very wonderful. And with that, I want to just say, welcome to the light on the mesa.
Let's sing Surely the Presence a couple times through. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel the mighty power and the grace. I can hear the brush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God is in this place. Surely the presence of God is in this place. I can feel
One
the
thing that I've
mighty
really
power
just,
and the
like, it's not in my
grace.
not
I
my
can
timing. I
hear
belong to the
the brush
process, and
of
I help
angels'
create
wings.
the
I
journey.
see
But nothing's gonna
glory
happen until
on
it's
each
time legitimately for it to
face.
happen.
Surely
So,
the
bro,
presence of God is in this
it's the
place.
door.
Surely the presence of God is in this place.
He says, Uncle Kelsey, I cannot do that.
And today's Bible verse is 1 John 4:4. The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. And I really love that. I'm going to read it one more time. The one who is in you is greater than the one who is in the world. I wish everyone a blessed day. Thank you.
This is a song by Peter Mayer that was requested by Becky a couple weeks ago. I feel like, I mean, it's about 20 years old now, but I feel like it's helped a lot of people. When I was a boy each week, on Sunday we would go to church, pay attention to the priest. He would read the holy word and consecrate the holy bread. Everyone would kneel and bow. Today the only difference is everything is holy now. Everything is holy now. When I was in Sunday school, we would learn about the time Moses split the sea in two, and Jesus made the water wine. I remember feeling sad that miracles don't happen still, but now I can't keep track, 'cause everything's a miracle. Yeah, everything's a miracle. Wine from water is not so small, but an even better magic trick is that anything is here at all. So the challenging thing becomes not to look for miracles, but finding where there isn't one. When holy water was rare at best, it barely wet my fingertips. Now I have to hold my breath like I'm swimming in a sea of it. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now. Read a questioning child's face and say it's not a testament. That'd be very hard to say. And see another new morning come and say it's not a sacrament. I tell you that it can't be done. This morning outside I stood, I saw a little red-winged bird shining like a burning bush, singing like a scripture verse. It made me want to bow my head. I remember when church let out and how things have changed since then, 'cause everything is holy now. It used to be a world half there, heaven's second-rate hand-me-down, but I walk it with a reverent air, 'cause everything is holy now.
Thank you, Paul. You are holy and you are a miracle. We're blessed to have you with us. Hi, beautiful people. Happy spring almost. Dang. You try to be happy. You try to be positive. You try to know we need the moisture. And I really like the sunshine. So we'll just know that it's coming along in perfect time. Thank you. I would echo what Marley shared. All those who were here 2 weeks ago, everybody who was here yesterday. Gosh, everything is sorted and cleaned and it feels lighter, and we're creating more room to call in more good, more prosperity, more abundance for that which we're seeking. And I'm grateful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now, please keep your hands down if you're not going to be here on June 3rd for the yard sale. Okay, thanks. We'll see you all then. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be some great fellowship, and we very much appreciate everybody who has contributed in any way. Also, as we shared last week, thank you to everybody for your feedback, for the folks on Zoom, for everybody in person, for people who left notes, for people who had conversations. Once again, we welcome you into this congregation, into the center of it. You're not welcome at the fringes, you're welcome as a part of us. So let's continue to create something that works for us all. We're taking that feedback, we're hearing it, we're listening to it, we're adjusting our service oh so slightly with just a couple more tweaks. That will launch on June 4th. So 2 days in a row, June 3rd, June 4th. Yay! It's going to be so very exciting. And for those who think a little more linearly, who think a little more structurally, and want to know, David, I love you, I trust you, and what are you doing to my service? Fair question. So we're going to be sending out a Zoom link. We're going to have basically a Zoom town hall for anybody who would be interested to hear the nuances, to hear the tweaks. And if that's not your deal, if you want to show up and be surprised, we welcome you in that awesomeness too. And before that, of course, as was shared, we have Reverend Melissa Felipe and Reverend Z. Egloff. They're going to be here next week doing the message and sharing the music and doing a workshop. Dang, see, you raise your hand and you get recruited. They are extraordinary beings. We have known them for years, personally and professionally. And I trust you'll believe and you'll show up. It's going to be quite a treat. And for our city, oh my goodness, a new mayor has a background as a minister, has a background in leadership studies. There might be a future for me, my friends. So let's see what happens. And again, that first week in June, in addition to all of our wondrous activities here, the president is going to be here. He's doing the commencement address at the academy, and the new mayor is being sworn in. So lots of good and exciting things to look forward to. And bringing us back to this time, to this place, to this space, I want to offer my thanks to Rick, first of all. He and I put on our 2 men in a truck hats this week. And we drove to Aurora and picked up our new piano after we took it apart and after some not so holy expletives. And we supported each other. And thank you to Reverend Jennifer Wild and the congregants of New Dawn Center for Spiritual Living for providing us with this opportunity to upgrade our well-used and beautiful piano. So that's going to be on the platform shortly. And I'd also like to extend my thanks to Mark and to Patrick once again for helping us get the piano in the door this morning, as well as another treat that we have for you in perfect time. So stay tuned. So it's good, it's happy, it's exciting, it's a wonderful time. For those of you who have been coming here for decades, welcome back. For those of you who may be with us for the first time, we love you, we see you, we honor you, and you are welcome here. And so, if we just allow ourselves a moment then, if you'll join me in a prayer, in a meditation, in a grounding, whatever your terminology, just allow yourself to be still. Place both feet on the floor if that's comfortable. Move to soft eyes or closed eyes. And just join me right here and right now. We release the busyness of the day, the good, the challenging, the awkward, the unfortunate, the blessed, knowing that all we have as spiritual beings having this human experience is the now. It is this very moment. So I bless it. I bless all sentient beings, those in the sanctuary, those on Zoom, all on the planet, knowing that however people gather in churches, in centers, in temples, in teepees, in mosques, on mountaintops, that it is all good because it is all God. So we honor all beings as they acknowledge their interpretation, their understanding of the divine. For me, that is God. And I find myself in a place of deep gratitude for the shadows, for the darkness, for the light, because I know that it is all God. It simply can be no other way. There was no one and nothing apart from the one. So as we move deeper into our exploration of the shadows, of the darkness and the light, I know that each and every being is blessed, that we are getting this day exactly what we need for our soul journey, for our soul adventure, for our soul growth, for our soul love. And I offer this reading from John 1:5. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. I release, I let go, I allow it to be. We anchor this together by saying, and so it is. And so, my friends, as we continue to explore the light within the shadows, as we continue to explore unlearning fear of darkness, we get to be in that space of what the Fillmores wrote about almost 100 years ago as unity was moving through the Great Depression with the rest of the country and the rest of the world. When Charles received a donation of a nickel, he was grateful and he thanked the person with grace and with kindness. When Myrtle received a contribution of a penny, she was grateful and she greeted the person with kindness. And one of Myrtle's associates, one of her colleagues, said, I hope we can outlast this. I hope we can, I hope we can make it through to continue to support this message of positive love in the world. And Myrtle's response was, I hope we can continue to move through the fear. She wasn't concerned about money, whether it a penny or $100, which was a whole lot more 100 years ago. She was more concerned with our consciousness, with the energy behind what we're saying and what we're thinking and what we're believing. So as I moved through the topic, I was informed for this talk, of course, by Charles and Myrtle, and also by Richard Rohr, who is another favorite of mine. You may have gathered that I have a lot of favorites. And I love his work, Falling Upwards, a spirituality for the two halves of life. And Richard Rohr writes, the closer you get to the light, the more of your shadow you see. So that is the invitation, right? That is the engagement. There's nothing wrong, there's nothing bad with our shadow. We get to see it, we get to acknowledge it, we get to invite it along. Once again, we're not trying to get rid of anything, because if I am created by the divine and the divine continues to live in me and express as me, how can there be any bad? How can there be any wrong? The one power, the one presence would not create anything unlike itself. So when I share with you that you are that perfect child in whom God is well pleased, not only is that my humble personal opinion, that is the opinion of the Fillmores, of the founders of this tradition. How can there be anything bad? How can there be anything or anyone that is less than perfect, less than whole, and less than profound? So, as human beings, we have likened darkness to evil for eons. We've been generally taught to fear instead of embrace the darkness. The darkness is the fertile space of creation, of creativity. That is the great Mother Earth, the great Mother Heart beating a rhythm of peace. We all started in darkness, and it is good, and it is strong, and it is powerful, and it is necessary. The darkness gives birth to the light. In order to appreciate the beauty of the darkness, we have to unlearn our stigmas about it. What is that raised consciousness? What is it that we were told since before we could walk? We need a light, a night light, in case you're afraid of the dark, in case there are monsters under your bed, right? And it's all done with love. It's all done with great joy. And from a very early age, we've been taught to fear the darkness. So what if we partnered with the darkness instead of fearing it, instead of trying to control it, instead of labeling it as bad or anything worse? These healthy shifts would help us change our relationship to darkness and help us encircle the shadows in light. So again, Charles Fillmore wrote, "Our thoughts shape our reality. What we focus on manifests. And what we resist," y'all are good. Gold stars all around. What we resist persists. Yeah. So no wonder we're afraid of the dark. We make affirmations at the time about the negativity of the mystery of the darkness. We also know from our principles that the laws of the universe work equally regardless, that the universe is an objective medium. Forgive me, but I love the analogy that I've shared with you before. For those of you who are gardeners, either flowers or vegetables, you plant your petunias, you plant your carrots and your kale. The universe isn't going to say, "I think they want kumquats and rutabaga," right? The universe has to give you what you plant. So what we think about, we bring about. What you plant in the objective medium is what you receive. Does that make sense? Yes. And I'd like to say that I'm awesome at it. I'm getting better. And we're all on this journey together, and let us embrace that goodness and that light. So if our subconscious is filled with negativity about the dark, we're bound to manifest negativity in our experience based on those thoughts and fears. It's up to us to gain awareness of the inner dynamics so that we won't sabotage our good, and that we'll be able to shift and change what we choose, right? In our work with the divine, what we choose to shift and change. So a few points in that regard. The first one is a question. Is that real? Have you ever maybe not had an opinion about something, and then a change in circumstance or some kind of evolution, and you're getting lots of feedback about something, good or bad or interesting or positive or negative, and you're just trying to figure this out for yourself? My experience is relatively recent when we posted on social media that I had the great joy and honor of becoming your new minister at Unity in the Rockies, Unity Spiritual Center in the Rockies in Colorado Springs. Colorado Springs? David, do you know about Colorado Springs? Kind of. I've not lived here, but I'm a third-generation native. My brothers lived here for 40 years. 3 of my nephews and their families live here. Well, here's my experience. Well, here's my experience. Well, it's awesome. Well, it's to this. Well, it's not enough that. And I feel like saying, I love you. Please shut up. Let me form my own opinion. Thank you for your input, right? We've all had those experiences before. Thank you for your input. Now I'm going to do exactly what I want to do anyway. And so that is it for real? Is this ours to take on? And how can we form our own opinion? Once again, my friends, I remind you that you are the ones that your family has been waiting for. You are the one who is going to break that cycle, however that cycle is defined. Is it negativity? Is it racism? Is it ageism? Is it ableism? Is it homophobia? Whatever it is, you are the one that your generation has been waiting for. So thank you for the work that you are doing. And to be clear, my work in this area continues. Some of you know that I also teach at Metropolitan State University in Denver. And this past semester was my first semester on campus, and I love it. I love all of the different people. The university is so proud that 58% of their learners are first-time college attendees, first-generation attendees. And these are not only traditional college students. Of course, there are lots of the 20-somethings there, and the 30s, and the 40s, and the 50s, and the 60s, and the 70s. So I love walking across campus. So here I am, being all-inclusive and diverse, and looking at people and thinking, I'd love to have a conversation with you. Your life is so different from mine. And then we get into a training for new faculty, and they're showing us how to do all of the stuff online, and the whole course has to be done before the semester starts, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm feeling like I'm drinking from a fire hose. And this colleague who I don't know, this professor, gets up to speak to us to tell us how to connect with this diverse generation of learners. And this person identifies as male, has a beautiful, white, full, bushy beard, a glorious shaved head, bright red fingernails, and is wearing a long skirt. And I'm like, I think I'm okay with this. And the old white guy in me is kind of twitching. It's like, what's he doing with red fingernails? He's got a beard. How can he do a beard and a skirt? And so I got to be in that place of, I wonder what his life is like. I wonder how it feels for him to be able to show up as his full self, right? Who cares what he chooses to wear if it's comfortable for him? And to be clear, he's a well-respected and tenured professor, and it's none of my damn business what color his fingernails are, and I get to be okay with that. But I'm just sharing with you that by way of saying, wherever we are on our journey, there's always room for growth. We're all here to learn, to grow, and expand. And when we're complete doing that, we release these biodegradable flesh suits and we move on to the next experience, right? So I'm grateful that I get to continue to learn. So those fears, those prejudices, those biases are passed down from generations, making them seem real. So something, that was not real, if we hear it from that particular person who we love and trust and honor and respect, then it seems to be more real. So through our openness, through our surrender, through our release in this work, we can learn to unlearn the current thinking. I think it was John Nesbitt, however many decades ago, said, the work of the current generation is not learning, it's unlearning and relearning. We get to continue to expand our thinking. So The way we do that is through regular spiritual practice to help us identify those patterns and then move into more productive and positive environments and situations and energy. Another hero of mine for her work in death and dying and so many other realms is Elizabeth Kubler-Ross. She wrote, "People are like stained glass windows. They sparkle and shine when the sun is out, but when the darkness sets in, their beauty is only revealed if there is a light within." That is our work. I see the light in you. When I am unable, I trust you to see and hold the light in me. And we know, as spiritual beings, that whatever we are doing in this human experience, whenever I'm off center, whenever I'm off kilter, I get to know that that still small light is burning. That I am that perfect child in whom God is well pleased, and it's going to be okay. That I am more than my circumstances. I am more where I might find myself in this moment. So the second piece I would share with you then is an invitation to turn fear into reverence. And that's a process, right? We're not going to go from fearing something to necessarily loving it. If you're having those aha moments, that's awesome. I bless you in that. For some of us, it's a bit more sequential and moving along that energetic spectrum, if you will. Humans like to be in charge and in control. Don't tell me otherwise. Particularly in our capitalist, patriarchal society, this is where misuse of power often goes awry. Shadow places are revealed where fear of the unknown resides. A different interpretation of that is nature abhors a vacuum, right? If we don't have information, well, by gosh, I need information, so therefore I will make information up. I've never done that. When we don't know, we make something up in order to maintain control. And the dark spaces are often where the violence and the harm and the oppression shows up. So our invitation is, let's shine our light. Let's step into the darkness. Let's look at it. Let's feel into it. Let's see what it has to offer us. Another author who is new to me is Rebecca Sonnet, and she wrote, "Leave the door open for the unknown, the door into the dark. That's where the most important things come from, where you yourself came from and where you will go." First, we learn to embrace the dark, feel comfortable, and welcome it into our world. We can retrain ourselves to lift our faith instead of our fear. How different would that make you feel when you're in a place of fear, and we all have the opportunity to go there on occasion? What if, by way of rewiring our brains, we said, I choose to think about this differently. Yes, in my human experience, this is bad, this is not good, this is not helpful, whatever your wording is. What if you get to take a step back and say, what else might be true? What is in this for me to learn? Yeah, it can still be scary, it can still be harmful, it can still be spooky. And why is this in my experience? Mark, I'm getting a little feedback. Is it possible to turn me down just a bit? Thank you, sir. So I invite you into that experience, retraining our fear to our faith. We can take our ancestors, our angels, our guardians, the ascended masters, whomever, whatever you use as a part of your prayer practice, you can bring them along, right? That is our prayer for protection every week, that we are all protected, whether we know it or not. We can focus on good coming out of the dark instead of the opposite. And then the third piece I would invite you to consider is a safe, dark haven. The darkness is a space of fertility and creativity. With last week being Mother's Day, we spent a lot of time talking about that, the divine feminine and the divine masculine. The unborn fetus fully embraces the darkness as its home and may be terrified of the light. The darkness envelops it like a velvety warmth. The unborn baby is comforted by the darkness and by the mother's heartbeat. It gets its nutrition through the umbilical cord. It is completely taken care of in the darkness. It likely wants to stay inside exactly where it is, where it knows, where every need is met, except for the instinct that says, it's time to leave. I believe I've shared with you that when I was ready to make my entrance into the world this time around, it was late August, and my mom was rushed to the hospital, being 9 months pregnant, to have an appendectomy. So she and my dad are having conversations with the doctors, and they said, well, obviously you're very pregnant. Would you like us to get him while we're in there? And she kind of looked at him, to use my grandmother's expression, she looked at him like they fell off a tomato truck. And she said, no, he'll come out when he's ready. So on August 22nd, my mother had an appendectomy at Porter Hospital in Denver, and I got a little cranky. Those people invaded my space. So she had her appendix out on August 22nd, and I chose to come into the world at 4:08 a.m. on August 23rd. So that was my invitation, perhaps with a little, human nudging along. And I said, Mom, how did that work? I still have, all of my parts, and none have been surgically removed that I'm aware of. And I said, how did that work? She said, honey, they just put a big Band-Aid there. And I said, ouch, and ooh. And she was like, yeah, and I did it for you, right? So I was loving the darkness, and I knew it was time to come into the world. And ironically, on the other side of the country in Boston, Massachusetts, now Jean and Bill Finbow were also welcoming their beautiful little boy, Richard McKinley. And yes, my husband and I share the same birthday. I'm the cougar by 4 hours. I digress. So a safe dark haven. So the baby yearns to stay while also wanting to come out into the world, wanting to have these new experiences. And it's getting a little cramped in there, right? I don't know how twins, let alone sextuplets, do it, let alone mom. God bless all the moms. But can you imagine the fear with leaving everything one knows for a completely unknown experience? So what if we embrace the darkness like the unborn baby whose cozy and loving home is in the dark? What if our eyes adjust to the darkness and or we allow our friends, our loved ones, our spiritual community to help us with the metaphorical night vision goggles? When you can't see for yourself, let us help. When I can't see for myself, I count on you to support me. This analogy can help us flip the paradigm and more easily unlearn the fear of the dark. So we know that we are thrill seekers. We thrive on fear. We thrive on adrenaline. There's a huge market for scary movies and novels and amusement rides. A friend of mine's dad is an engineer who designs roller coasters for theme parks. I'm like, Chuck, what an awesome job. He said, yeah, it is most of the time until they go askew, and then we get to deal with all of the accident and crisis stuff. But he made his living off of us wanting thrills as human beings. So in the subtle and blatant ways we objectify the dark and prioritize the light, we perpetuate the fear of the dark instead of teaching the beauty of both the light and the dark. We create othering through standardizing the perception of what's good and what's bad. We create binary comparisons through systems of oppression and cause stigmas on anything that is outside of the norm. So that is what we are choosing to step into and consciously expand. To be truly inclusive, we must embrace it all, the light and the dark. To eliminate a dominant culture that subordinates others who have a unique culture or identity. As we create awareness and accountability about how things got to be the way they are in our society, we can make systemic changes for good. And that is who we are, my friends. That is what we do as the light on the mesa. We let our light continue to shine. Yeah. By unlearning our collective fear of the dark, we invite healing and balance with the light and the darkness. The Divine Feminine teaches us about the creative medium that holds darkness as creativity and gestation of life. It nurtures life in the safe, dark space of love to be born into physical manifestation and light over and over and over again, generation after generation. And isn't that what we celebrate during our Christmas candlelight service? During the darkest time of the year, we literally let our light shine. And spoiler alert, we'll be doing that again this year on December 24th. So, we're embracing the darkness, we're embracing the light. We know that the bigger the light, the bigger the shadow. And we don't say, bring it on with hubris or with a challenge. We say, bring it on with an exclamation point, because it is ours to do. That is the invitation that we are invited into. So I was really blessed with parents who saw the benefit of travel, whether across town or across the country or across the world. And when my two brothers and I were still really very young, we made a trip to Haiti, which is the other half of the Dominican Republic, basically. And in addition to finding a termite's nest on our pillow and the upscale hotel, and any number of other things that perhaps are another talk, we went to a voodoo ceremony. And this included, and this was probably early 70s-ish, and this included the sacrificing of a goat, not by us, but by the participants, by the drinking of the goat's blood, convulsions, other religions do it in different ways. And I was just really confused. And I'm having this conversation with my mom. I think my dad was probably on his third beer by then. I'm like, Mom, I'm confused, between the killing of innocent animals and the drinking of blood, and it was gross and I didn't understand it. And what did all of that mean? And she didn't have a great answer for me. She said, honey, what I know is part of that is religion. And I don't know a lot about voodoo, but I'm going to read and I'm going to learn. And she said, and part of that was dinner theater. Part of that was entertainment. And of course, my question is, Mom, what's what? What is real and what's this religion and all of that stuff? And she said, honey, again, I don't know, but I'm going to learn. And the key for me was in watching this voodoo ceremony, or so-called voodoo ceremony / dinner theater production, the people were committed. The people were passionate. The people were embracing the dark and the light. On some level, I have to believe that the people were doing what was right for them. Somehow, whether the religion or the spirituality or the performance, somehow it was feeding their soul. And I'm grateful for that experience, for opening my eyes to something so completely out of my wheelhouse. I don't know a whole lot more about voodoo. And please don't take my misinterpretation, do your own research. But my point is, I would suggest that many of the religions of the world, if not all, embrace the darkness and the light. My good buddy Brene Brown, who doesn't know me from Adam, in The Gift of Imperfection, she shares, only when we are brave enough to explore the darkness will we discover the infinite power of our light. And that's what we're stepping into this day, my friends. Please join me in prayer. Chaplains, please stand and hold consciousness. How good it is to know that there is no wrong, that there is no bad, that we are these glorious spiritual beings having a human experience, embracing the dark and the light, bringing the light to the darkness, that the darkness and the light work together. Whatever your preferred analogy, whatever your metaphor, it is all good because it is all God. It can simply be no other way. So I bless the darkness. I bless the conscious recognition of it, the stepping into it with grace, with open minds and open hearts to see what is ours to learn so that we might continue to move through it, so that we might step back into the light in perfect time. So I bless those who are feeling grounded and brilliant and wonderful and energized. And I bless those who are feeling perhaps slightly off center. You've heard me say it before. It's all good because it's all God. So that is what we embrace on this day. We embrace that in ourselves, in each other, in our community, and all on the planet. It is good. I call it divinely inspired and divinely appointed, and it continues to be ours to do. We will continue to explore. We will continue to poke. We will continue to prod. We will continue to uncover what is ours to do individually and in community. And for that, I say thank you, Spirit. Thank you for these beloveds. Thank you for these keen minds, these huge hearts, these glorious spirits. We are who we are because of every person within the sound of my voice, whether in the sanctuary or online. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I release, I let go, I allow it to be. We anchor this together by saying, and so it is, and so I am, and so we are. Amen. Thank you, beautiful people. And I'm so grateful for the light to see you this day. And this is our opportunity to give where we are spiritually fed. As I say every week, so many of you give in so many ways. Of time, of talent, of treasure, of food, however you are supporting this community, we see you, we love you, we honor you, we are grateful for you. And please, many ways to give: in person, through the website, text to give. Thank you, thank you, thank you for exploring all of those modalities with us. If you would join me in our abundance blessing. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
If you'll help me sing the chorus on this one, please. I think the lyrics will be going up. You can play the game and you can act out the part, but you know it wasn't written for you. Tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? Now one can lead to another. It doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. Just shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Now you can run, but you cannot hide. This is widely known. And what do you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone? Once you tell somebody the way that you feel, you can feel it beginning to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel, always getting the grease. Better to shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. Do as I say. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. 4 times, here we go. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. One more. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for the outpouring of generosity, for the love, for the support of our message of inclusivity, of oneness, and of love. All is well. God is magnificent. And so it is. Thank you. Clap whenever you want. Yeah. Thank you to our ushers. We appreciate you, Linda and Steve. Thank you for your service. And so, my friends, so much going on. Please sign up for our e-blast with Kayla if you'd like to receive that weekly. We promise not to abuse it. It lets you know what we're up to, classes, workshops, events, a whole lot happening this summer. So no summer vacation for us. Just know, y'all may tootle off somewhere, but we'll be here. So we bless everybody in those times of rejuvenation and in those times of community. Thank you to our Zoomies. For those of you who may not be feeling well, we bless you. We know your wholeness and your wellness. Thank you to those in the sanctuary. And so we also started blessing the children of our community and the children of the planet, however they identify. So please join me. Let's rub our hands together to get that energy flowing and offer that blessing for the children. You are loved, special, and important. We see you and bless the divine beings you are. Yeah. You have the face of God?
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, here we go. You are the face of God. I hold you in my heart. You are a part of me. You are the face of God. You are the face of love. I hold you in my heart. You are my family. You are the face of love.
As we know that for our children, we know that for the child in each one of us. And finally, our prayer for protection as we go off into this week, energized, passionate, glorious, grace-filled, ease-expressing. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Spirit. What a joy it is to be in community. Please, our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. I am that light. The love of God enfolds us. I am that love. The power of God protects us. I am that power. Very good. Do we have our second slide, Mark? Oh, almost. There we are. The presence of God watches over us. I am that presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. If you would, please stay in your seats for the peace song. Join hands as you choose. And please join our chaplains up front if you're in a place of celebration or in a place of challenge. They would be honored to pray with you. You can also submit a written prayer request that we will pray on all week with you and for you. And so, my friends, on this day, go in power, go in peace.
Here we go. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God our Creator, we are family. Let us walk with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my solemn vow to take